Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Hope you must be great and to the best of your health and spirits. Once again, Abdullah this side in front of you, and I am Alu Munastan, wedding photographer and now co-founder at Grey White Studios, which is my wedding photography and filmmaking company, and founder at Wedding Photography Business Mastery Program, which is your roadmap and a blueprint to start, scale, manage, market, and expand your super profitable wedding photography and filmmaking business. In short, whatever concerns you have related to your wedding photography business, be it getting the clients, be it converting the clients, be it following up with the clients, be it a lot of sort of course things comes up when you are into a wedding photography and filmmaking journey, this community is for you. And in today's session I'm going to teach you and share with you my experience. How do you handle a data loss if something that sort of happens in your organization, your company? If the data is lost by some person, if the memory card gets corrupted, or if the SD card gets corrupted, how do you handle that? If the hard disk gets corrupted, how do you handle the data loss at your company? It's one of the very crucial element of a wedding photography and filmmaking business. And when I experienced it for the first time, it was a big trauma for me, and I could not take it, to be very straightforward and honest. And how did I deal with it? I'll just share with you my story. I'll tell you what are the different kind of experiences that happens during a data loss, and how do you have to deal with it, what is the solution, what should not you do it. I'll share everything. Without any further ado, let's just start. So here's a 3-pointer once again in front of you. I'd like to keep the things to the point, brief, succinct, and just what is necessary, I just speak that. So three pointers only, right? What types of data losses, how to handle, and what is the solution, right? And I share my story, what happened. So before proceeding ahead, let me just share with you my story, what happened for the first time. So the first data loss that actually happened with me, it was in the year 2018. It was 2018. Yes, 2018 it was. And I was actually copying the data from the hard disk to my laptop, right? From the SD card into my hard disk actually. And I was immediately formatting the SD cards after copying up the data. So I used to use Windows at that point of time. So the mistake that I did was, I had to actually format the SD card after copying up the data. By accident, I formatted the entire hard disk, because it used to be a routine task for a daily basis. So I did not used to pay much attention which drive is what, right? And I just formatted that, and the moment I formatted the data completely from my hard drive, I just fell on the ground. To be very straightforward and honest, I could not take it. And my team was there. They just got me up and they gave me a glass of water and said, don't worry, the data will be recovered. And it was for me for the first time. I did not know what to do, and I started calling up some data recovery vendors, and they were charging me very higher pricing for that. So at least I got relief that data will be recovered. And at last I got some I went to Nehru Place in Delhi, if you know about this location, and I got the data recovered actually, right? And but it took me a lot of money from my wallet, but some data got lost. But fortunately that I had 2 copies of data, but almost all the data got recovered. After that, some incident happened with my team members, and I till now, the moment I'm making this video, I know what are the different kind of data losses that happens and how to deal with it, right? So the first data loss is format type of data format, right? So it is something, someone has formatted the data or formatted the SD card through camera, or it's like complete format swipe of the data. And this is the first data loss. The second data loss is hard disk corrupt, and the third data loss is hard disk damage. So these are the different kind of data losses that can happen through different modes, right? So the biggest and the most dangerous form of the data loss from this is damage. The second one is corrupt, and the most easier one is the format. If you have got the hard disk format, the data can come, provided if it's a Mac format, then there's a very tough chances to get the data come in, right? And if it's a Windows format, then there are very higher chances that the data will be recovered very successfully, right? The second is hard disk corrupt. So suppose you have got a hard disk, and the editing was going on from that particular hard disk, or the data was getting copied, or for whatsoever ABC reasons, the hard disk started to show up into your laptop or desktop. The hard disk icon is not showing up. In that case, you will be spending some more amount of money from your wallet, because the charges in this case is little high. And this has also happened with me. And after that, I got the learning that I have to keep 2 copies of data minimum. So in this case, if the hard disk has been stopped to show up, then do not use that hard disk. I'll tell you the solution for that. And the third one is hard disk damage. So if the hard disk gets damaged, if it falls down on the ground, and if the plates hard disk gets damaged, in that case it's a very very serious thing. And if the plates have been damaged, this is a very rare chance that the data would be recovered successfully, and you might end up losing a lot of things. You will be stressed, you will be grilled by the clients, a lot of things might happen. So be prepared for that. That is why I always say that handle the hard disk with utmost care. Right? And now the concern is that then how to handle this kind of things, what is the solution after that? So the solution is simple: make at least 2 copies of data. So now when I get a data from my team, when I get the cinema data, when I get the photos, candid, traditional, all the data in one hard disk. So what do I do actually? Once I copy all the data, I write down in my Excel sheet. I have Excel sheet for all the data. I note down, because I must be having more than 25 to 30 hard disks right now, and it gets very difficult to track the data where the data has been copied, and it happens. So once I get the data of all my shooters done in my hard disk, my master's copy, our master's copy, after that I send a mail to my client. I ask them that taking the name of the client, so suppose the name is Neeraj. So I say that, Neeraj, what you have to do right now, we operate through 2 hard disks. One is the master copy, the other one is the copy, and you have to send us a hard disk to copy all the footages, all the data into your hard disk. From that particular hard disk we are going to work, right? And we actually tell this client also before the finalization also, but just to remind them, send a mail to them, send a call to them, call them, or whatever you want to do, but just get a hard disk from them. It will cost, the 2 terabyte hard disk will cost you, good hard disk, around 5,000 6,000 if you go for a good brand, right? And just get the hard disk from them, right? And once you get the hard disk, just copy all the data and do all the stuff from that. If even it gets corrupted, even if it gets damaged or whatever ABC would happen to that, you don't have to worry, because you already have the master. So for the first 1.5 years or 2 years of my business, I just operated through 1 copy of data. It used to be so risky, and I used to operate from that because my own hardships, my own fall downs actually gave me the greatest experiences of my life. Now I do not proceed with the work once I have 2 datas. Once I do not have 2 datas, at least 2 copy of data at least in my company. So make at least 2 copies of data. If you can have more than that, that's super great, right? The third solution, what's the solution then? The solution is simply that if you've got a hard disk formatted, if you've got a hard disk damaged or corrupted, do not use that hard disk. To be very straightforward and honest, do not try to be a pro. If you are a pro, if you have done it before, if you have experienced it before, then only in that case you just go and recover for the hard disk, use some software or something, if you have some sort of experience in that. But otherwise, take the hard disk out, do not get it, do not touch it even, just take that to a professional data recovery person, give them the hard disk and ask them that analyze the hard disk and just give me the amount of charges, what would it take to recover it, right? And they'll give you the charges. The general cost to get a hard disk recovered, which is in Delhi, I do not know about other cities, is around 5,000 to 6,000 rupees. That's it, right? So even if you are a pro and you have done it before, then you only go for it. Otherwise, you just take it to data vendor, but do not try to be a master in this, because it's very very risky. I have done it and I have lost the data, right? Second is, take the hard disk or the storage device to professional. Yes, do not do so. So the one thing that the people would do, they will go to the Google and type in the search box how to recover the data, and the Google will suggest them multiple hundreds of the softwares, data recovery softwares. They will download the software. They will say that some softwares actually give the data recovery option on the trial plan. They will take the trial plan, they'll plug in the hard disk, and in that case the sectors of the hard disk that are there gets fragmented actually. And when it gets fragmented, it's even get very much harder for the data recovery professional to recover the data, right? And people, when they go on to do that, they actually end up damaging their hard disk much more. So do not try to be pro. If you have done it, if you know some software, if you have some subscription, if you have experience in that, then go for the recovery by yourself. Otherwise, do not touch the hard disk. Keep it aside. Have the patience. I know it gets very difficult to have the patience in those scenarios, but have the patience. Reach to the professional vendor, professional person, data recovery person in your city, wherever you stay, and just get it recovered. This is the thing only. But the key takeaway is that solution is that always make 2 copies of data. One is a master copy, the other one is going to be in the client hard disk. In that particular hard disk, you have to copy all the data. So that's it guys. This is how you have to handle the data loss actually. And if you find this video truly useful, just type in the chat box useful, right? And I just wish that I must have been able to add again a lot of value. And if you want to grow, expand, and give a goosebumps to your wedding photography and filmmaking business, I keep hosting webinars on it. So just click on the link below and see when is the next webinar happening, right? Just the link is given into the description, and just see to that. If the webinar is happening, register for that, be a part of the webinar. You will learn everything: how to get high budget clients, how to convert the clients, how to follow with the clients, how to deal with the clients, how to do the meeting with the clients, how to negotiate with the clients, a lot of how to, which happens in the wedding photography and filmmaking business. You will get, I take live questions in my webinar. You can ask as many questions with me, whatever you find concern, and we will just meet up live over there. So if you find this video useful, just type useful in the chat box and register for the upcoming webinar, which is going to happen. That's it. Thank you so much, guys, for turning up, for watching this video till the end. And until then, guys, stay happy, stay spiritual, and stay blessed. Thank you so much for turning up, and thank you so much for giving your time away. Thank you so much.